Now, at this time, we're going to invite each one to come and to bring a 3-minute testimony.
Good evening. My name's Jamie from Hope Church. You guys are very embarrassing. I told you not to do this. You did it anyway. A few people have said to me today, Jamie, how are you feeling about today? And I said, I'm absolutely terrified. Still feel like that. Partly because I think, sharing my story of how I ended up in this situation, I'm partly like, well, how did I end up in this situation? It just kind of seems crazy. But I think the thing was, I was trying to think about it. What was it? And I think I discovered something that I just could not let go of or put down. And I think maybe the way of summarizing it would be this particular quote I can remember by G.K. Chesterton, and he said that throughout all of history there were two streams. There was the stream of imagination and there was the stream of reason. And he said the stream of imagination was like, that's like films and cinema and poetry and the greatest works of art and beautiful photographs and everything that our soul longs for and dreams of. And then we have reason, which is science and truth and the hard edges of reality. And it's like throughout all of history, these have been two separate streams. And that often in life, so many of us get caught between them, where we have the mystery and the works of art and the beauty and the dreams that we long for, but it doesn't match with the reality of truth. And the thing that G.K. Chesterton said was that it is only in the person of Jesus Christ that the two streams of reason and imagination meet. And in them we find completeness. And I just thought it was such a powerful idea. It just captivated me. It's like, this is amazing that actually something wilder than your wildest dreams could actually be true. And then I think I figured out that not only does that kind of work in terms of, I guess the idea of it, the conception of it, but then when you start to actually see that lived out in people's actual lives, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. There's this phrase Jesus says, he says, the kingdom of God, it's at hand. It's like the wildest dreams are closer than we think they are. They're just there behind the back of the wardrobe. And if only we would push it, we would find out. C.S. Lewis said, didn't he, famously, that there is this myth that becomes reality. And Tolkien talked about the same thing, that the greatest of stories becomes the true story. And I think having seen that so many times, I just could not put it down, but keep pursuing it and keep pursuing it and keep pursuing it until I saw it. Small example, but this week came across the story of an amazing scientist called Rose Picard, and she was someone who grew up with this sense of desiring something greater and something greater and something greater. But she was also a scientist, and so she had this thing of imagination and reason, and she was specifically a computer scientist, and the thing that she became famous for was generating the computer program that drives your Apple Watch or smartwatch or Fitbit in relation to the way that it understands your health. And the thing that she discovered, because she was so insistent on that there must be a better world, it drove her to see that there was a way of employing this technology that would be able to detect seizures in people, that would send an alert to their friends and family, that would come to their aid and to their rescue, and it saved thousands of people's lives. And that, my friends, is what begins to happen to people's lives when they start to get a grip on the reality that Christ is the Christ of truth and the Christ of reason. It literally saves thousands of people's lives. And it's been the driving force throughout much of Western culture and society that we come to this point where we are today with the celebration of all the things that we celebrate in the world, because of this great pursuit that Christ is the Lord of truth, and he is the Lord of imagination. And in those two things, in him, we find the true reality of every dream. And I suppose it's exciting to be here tonight, because I'm excited to go on the journey of however many years I have left to just discover as much of what that means as possible. And excited for you guys at Hope Church and friends and family to be around for the ride as well. So